attack first, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, because Tax Collector's got OT side. Goodnight has chosen attack first. That's something we see on a few of these maps with the new meta. Sometimes people choose attack first on Villa. It's super common on Coastline and Consulate, of course, but even sometimes on, like, I know Cafe is one that teams will choose attack first on, sometimes even Oregon. So it's not odd, or it's not all that odd to see this anymore. Tax Collector is going to go ahead and ban out Thatcher. Very, 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 literally the most default ban in the game.
Pretty much. I think the only thing that gets more default than that is Mira, honestly. I think Mira is the only other ban that gets about as default as Thatcher does. Ace going to be the next one banned out. Not really surprising given how flexible his utility is on this map in particular. Although it does leave up Hibana and Hibana, Maverick, and Thermite, all hard breachers left up for play. Some would argue those have even more versatility than Ace does, though maybe not as powerful of a kit. Maestro going to be the other band coming out from Goodnight, leaving one more up from Tax Collectors, and I am guessing we're probably going to see just the very default ban of Mira coming out from them.
Yeah, maybe Mira. Valkyrie's also a common one on this map in particular. Maybe even a Wamai. Sometimes we see Wamai over in like Trophy and stuff. It's gonna be Valkyrie. Yeah, okay. So Mira's gonna be left up just because Mira on Villa is more of a comfort ban rather than Mira's good on this map. It's more that Mira is easily denied by using the vertical destruction to your advantage. But if they take a Mira, if you ban the Mira, that's one less step you have to worry about should they take it. So
yeah. Yeah, so it looks like here it actually is. They actually do have loading playing with them today.
All right.
I have not loading is someone I've seen around the block for a very long time, as I have my roots starting out in collegiate. So I heard about the man, the myth, the legend not loading. Rumors of him floating around, seeing him playing in CL, and now here he is playing in NSG CCS against Goodnight on the team known as Tax Collectors.
I'm pretty sure I used to cast loading when he was not loading in T3. Was he with Quartz on Revenant?
Yeah, I think he may have been. I think that's where I remember he actually played for Revenant.
I don't know, because I know Quartz played. I know Quartz played for it. I couldn't remember if loading was good. But it's gonna be AVG first for Tax Collectors. Of course, it looks like Newers is playing as well. Newers called one of the ranked popes just because he's just always there. He's just always in rank and he's always slapping people. He's gonna be on Malusi. Kind of makes sense for like your ranked star role. Just put down your Banshees, run around. You get a 3-speed, a good gun, an angled grip, and a C4. What more can you ask for? We're gonna be opting for the old ancient strategy, the open study wall. We play someone inside of usually inside of Vault, but this is going to be more for the Mira setup. So now with this Mira window you have on the wall between sites, you can not only see into the other site from Bar, but you can also see into Study through the open wall. You've also got a crouched Mira in case they actually push in as well. So it's a nice little setup from Silent. They just need to make sure that these attackers cannot control the 90 Hall.
Yeah, and so you see, especially on this site in particular, you see one of two strategies in those. You see a very extended top floor heavy control where they try and just hold down the entire top floor and delay as much time as possible, or you'll see a very, very condensed one where they focus really just on the site, maybe a little bit of extension out towards Red Stairs, and just pretty much giving up all control of trophy statuary, master bedroom, Astro, anything like that. They'll just pretty much give up all control of that and let the attackers come to them. And that's what we're seeing out from Tax Collectors right now. And I think that gives it a little bit more benefit, but it also allows the attackers more time to set up their attack and slowly work around getting the site. It just relies very heavily on a very strong site setup, which you mentioned, it's the old ancient strategy, which we have seen time and time again has proved to be very, very powerful, but it looks like they've already given him most of control of 90. It looks like Not Nice, the only one really holding on to things here, but his control pretty much ripped out from under him as the Goyo shield is taken out very swiftly there by Freak.
Yeah, and that Goyo shield being taken down opens up the hallway for the attackers to start to push in, and if they take control all the way down over towards Books in the bar doorway, they can deny this mirror setup that the defense have. But of course, it's going to be Vader going down on the Jackal. Not nice with the very first pick on the Wamai, so one of those players inside of 90 no longer going to be with us on Goodnight. Tax Collector's off to a great start, and even more so as Tones takes out Mohest from inside of AVG by Risk. There's one player outside the study valve. It's going to be Surf. To contest against Loading, but Loading is just shooting the Hibana pellets out, but Freak is inside. He's going to just walk through the doorway, and he's going to collect 3. Freak with a massive play on the Ash pistol out. He's looking for the man inside of Vault. I believe it's going to be a Jaeger, but Tones will catch him not looking. We got one refrag back for his team, but unfortunately for the Goyo, he's been stunned. He can't win the fight with that TCSG, and it's just Tones to clutch it out. He'll get one in the sight. Halo goes down. He's got to find Surf. The swing tides some damage, but the Bearing 9 wins out the fight. No! They trade! And because it's the defense, Tax Collectors will take the round as the diffuser has not been planted. A brilliant try from Freak as he's allowed to just walk in and kill 3 people, but Tones at the end there picking up the 2 most important frags of the round, and sure, he died, but he got his trade, he got the 1-for-1, and the first round goes the way of Tax Collectors.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic round, to say the least. I was astonished to see them, to see it go that way, despite, I mean, I talked about it, they lost 90 control very, very quickly. I mean, there was a lot that they just kind of gave up and didn't make any sort of effort to really push back on. And even so, despite all of that, they still came back and said, no, this is ours. Really at the hands of Tones, they're just sitting in Vault and able to really just shut down any kind of push because they had no idea where he was.
I can't believe Freak just walked in.
Mm-hmm. He really just kind of walked into sight and got a bunch of kills.
Ready. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds to go. Jammer deployed.
I'm not gonna lie, I really thought
Attackers must locate and
the attackers were gonna have that. After Freak walked in, I guess he just didn't know Tones was there.
Yeah, I mean, he had absolutely no idea that he was there.
Yeah. So a big 3K from Freak met when they need a bigger 4K from Tones. All 10 players in the lobby dying in the first round. Hopefully that sets the pace for this map. Hopefully it continues to be as high octane and exciting as that very first round, because that was already a barn burner of a round.
Absolutely.
Yana Gemini gonna come in, confirm the location of Silent as the defense is holding Trophy from below using the Pulse, using that C4 pressure. They've got the Mozzie of Newers there to help as well. But Goodnight seems keen on clearing it. If you've only got a Pulse and a Mozzie down there, it's gonna be relatively easy for the attackers to just smother you. It looks like the Mozzie has actually fallen off, leaving the teammates downstairs to their own devices. Another drone coming out from Freak, but it will be quickly destroyed. The swing from Silent does not work out. Down goes the Pulse. Freak does do a little bit of team damage, Somo has, but it's still an opening pick nonetheless. Gemini comes in yet again. Tones will fire at it from inside of China, and Surf is there for the kill. Excellent entry and clear from Goodnight. They lead 5-3.
Yeah, already the man advantage being in their favor does look good, but then again, we've seen this happen before. I mean, man advantage was in favor of Goodnight round before, but I mean, it was on the back of Tones there, but one round in, I'm still waiting to see the rest of this team start performing.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Not nice Loading and Newers, all of course back on the site, as you probably should be in a 3 versus 5. Mohest is the most lit member of the lobby right now, but he doesn't necessarily have to take aggressive engagements. He is an intel op. He has nades to use as well before he actually makes some kind of stake on the site push itself. Newers, curiously enough, is kind of hovering around the red landing and actually is going to dispatch himself over towards Study. Loading with an aggressive push out will take out Mohez. Surf down as well from Newers. And now we're back to even man count thanks to 2 free picks on the defense. Newers now back inside of games. I'm not sure if Freak is quite aware, and no, he is not. He's going to take even more damage, but as the Mozzie reloads, he's going to make a stake inside of landing. Try and get a little bit aggressive. Pressure these last 2 defenders. There is no one actually in statue, and because of that, that's going to be a free kill for Freak. There's a trade from Not Nice, though, from the other bomb side, as Ado is going to try and get this plant down, but Not Nice takes out the cover. Now it's just Ado. He's going to have to try and walk in, and from behind the desk, it's Not Nice with another. All 3 final kills for the Wamai as tax collectors take their 2nd round in a row.
He didn't even have to move. He just sat behind the desk, and they just all lined up for his sights. They kept peeking the same angle over and over and over again, and this seems it's just the same thing for tax collectors over and over and over again. Everyone just keeps peeking the same angle and leaving it in just a 1v3 that they're just given.
Again, another advantage for the attack just kind of slipped away there. With that push, they didn't know Newers had backed off, so Newers got a free pick. Another one from Loading as well. Or sorry, not Loading, it was Silent on the mute, pushing out and getting one of those kills on the red landing. And then Not Nice behind Astro Desk. I guess that's just his spot. They're gonna go down the dining. They're gonna try and complete this perfect site rotation. Goodnight need to really focus. Their entry is good. Their entry is great. Don't let it slip. Keep getting this advantage, and as they start to move onto the site, their lack of intel really hurts them. I don't know if it's just drone economy being not the best on their roam clear, so they don't have enough for the execute, or maybe just getting a little bit ahead of themselves and not droning in for the execute. But either way, the lack of intel has been hurting them immensely, because every time they go for it, it's just one player in a weird position, catches them off guard, and the round is over.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's something we saw from a lot of teams yesterday, is it was just a lack of intel and a lack of true roam clear that was really putting them at a disadvantage. So, it's... I mean, I just don't know what to say at this point. Yeah, it's just the same thing happening over and over again, just not efficient, not effective droning. That just continually results in mistakes that win the rounds for the defense.
A bomb has been located.
Already, Goodnight are in the site and adjacent to it. Surf is already in, pushing in. He's trying to find the angle from the player behind the bomb chassis, but he goes down from the player, I believe, inside of China. That was Newers getting that first kill. Freak is going to refrag, but Silent trades him off. Tones has been down, but Newers is still finding kills. There's Halo with another refrag. Now it's a 2v2 with Tones still on the floor. Newers and Silent doing their best to battle back as Mohez finishes off the down Tones, but Silent is there with a trade, and Mohez goes down as well from Silent. A big 3 kills for the Bandit on that round as tax collectors take round number 3.
It is just... Tax collectors are absolutely running over Goodnight here, to say the least.
I don't know what I don't know what that was supposed to be. They didn't have control of anything. They didn't look like have intel on much. They tried to rush in. With the Dokkaebi letting off her phone calls, and I mean it got down to a 2v2. Sure,
it did, but
they knew exactly where you were, and they just had to point their guns in your direction. So another kind of weird play from the attack.
It definitely was.
Is back to AVG for the defense too, with that mirror setup they had last time. Of course, the mirror setup nearly fell flat on its face because of a brilliant heads-up play by Freak, but I don't expect that happening again. I don't think, especially bringing now both the Wamai and the Jaeger that they had originally brought on this site, I don't think they're going to let that shield go down as easily. Maybe they'll put even more of their utility denial to protect the bar shield.
Yeah, because, I mean, they pretty much held it from right there at the top of main stairs, not really extending very far into 90 there. I'm not sure if that was if that was a very distinct choice or if they got pushed back. But I feel like I've seen a lot more. I've seen more consistently successful holes that are extended a little bit further up than back there because I mean you can really wait out time if you're sitting at that point. But it also looks like there's going to be less of just a hard pressure from master bedroom, and it looks like they're kind of going for more of an all-around take rather than just everyone's pushing from bedroom.
Oh, we'll see where Goodnight decides to go.
Attackers have located a bomb.
3 over towards bedroom. 1 looking like he's going to push the 90 window. And the 5th is somewhere else. Still nobody on study. Looks like the Dokkaebi pick is going to stay static. Malhess happy with how that went, I guess. Malusi of, I believe that's the Malusi of Tones is going to swing out aggressively against the DMR. Of course, DMRs, if you're not comfortable with them, can be pretty difficult to use just because in this game, you know, fire rate tends to be king.
Yeah.
You only let 1 bullet off at a time. There's much less chance for an easy headshot due to the fire rate.
It's a lot harder to get a very quick reaction as well. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like DMRs are more of a DMRs are more of a hold weapon rather than a very quick reaction weapon that you want to be swinging things with. And I think that was shown very prevalently. So.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Also,
already,
Freak.
there's Tones getting a second pick there on the Mohetz as well.
Why are you on
drone? Swing on out, and Serp is on a drone. Of all the things, Halo is just. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Tones smoked Freak earlier in the round, got aggressive, killed Mohetz because Mohetz has either a DMR or an SMG-12, neither of which are great weapons, caught Surf on a drone, and then got the refrag after Halo took out loading. Now, finally, Tones' reign of terror will be over as he just kind of sprints into Ado, but it's still a 3 versus 1 for the Hibana to work yourself out of. Nice will take some damage from behind the shield inside of the hallway, but Ado doesn't actually have anything to clear it, so Nice is just going to sit there, unabated. He's got 6 more X-Kairos pellets, so he could potentially open the rest of the vault wall, but it doesn't look like that's going to be his modus operandi. He's just going to push down the classical hallway. He'll get fragged out from behind the shield by Nice, and Tax Collectors will take yet another convincing round. Round number 4, not a single one on the board for the attack just yet.
Tones is an absolute force to be reckoned with here, and he is showing single-handedly why the predictions are 80% in favor of Tax Collectors here. I mean, and Tones alone is just absolutely running over Goodnight here. I mean, it's 4-0 currently. I mean, 3 more rounds and it'll be over and done with. I mean, they've already got a perfect site rotation and on their way to a second one right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Goodnight. Trophy statue is going to be the site yet again. So the last time we saw this play out, right? It was Silent and Newers were playing downstairs. They got cleared masterfully by the attackers. And the attackers, when they tried going back up, got caught out by weird position from the defense. And Nice just playing behind Astro Desk and killing 3 people. Not even people pushing Astra. Just people inside of statue.
Yep.
Which is another impressive thing. So, see if Goodnight are finally able to make some kind of reparations to their attack. Tax Collectors, again, not roaming towards study. A lot of their stuff is going to be dedicated downstairs so they can play for that pulse and play for that C4 pressure should the attackers go for an early gambit into Master. Though I imagine they'll go for this clear again, even though Tax Collectors won't be able to do exactly what they want with that downstairs pressure. It's still making the attackers work for the control, which is what you want. The more time you can waste, the more utility you can waste. And if you can take some bodies with you, that is what makes a good roam. We'll see if, at this point, my focus is just going to be on whether or not, because we know Goodnight can clear this roam. It's going to be whether or not Tax Collectors make a proper adjustment to battle back against it.
Yeah. Silent down below is probably going to be the first thing that Goodnight really needs to take care of, because that C4 from below is going to be terrifying if not dealt with immediately. And it looks like Hess is going to be the first one to try and make an entry onto that. And Freak, I stand correct, is going to be the first one to take him out. Halo finds a kill back on Tones as well, or actually, Tones finds a kill onto Halo. Halo quite upset about that.
So a 1-for-1 pulse for Sledge. I'd say that's just about even, considering the operators on each lineup. Though Tones will come away with a health disadvantage. Try and swing into China, but Freak is there holding the angle. Excellent kill for the Ash. Now to 4 versus 3. Goodnight yet again. They'll hold the man advantage. However, the last time they let this round slip away, they had a 2-man. And now Nice will even the odds. 3-3. Excellent shot on Mohest, trying to come through Master Valk and get the Master Wall open with the Hibana. Ado is going to be on the balcony now, retaking that position. Of course, he doesn't have the hard breach that the Hibana has, but he'll be able to go in, scope everything out with the Gemini, make sure Master is clear, go into bathroom, and that's when the duration will end. Freak now coming up the Astro stairs. He'll get caught out by Nice. As Nice inside of Astro, I mean, he is just unbreakable. Newers gets the kill onto Ado as well, and it's just Sir. 1 versus 3. History repeats itself. He's got to try and clutch up with a minute left to do it. He'll see the floor holes being opened up by loading with the shotgun, but he doesn't want to contest it for now. He knows he's got a whole minute to play with. That is a decent amount of time. It's 20 seconds per kill, which is, you know, nothing too drastic. Halo will leave the game. I assume he's going to try and he's going to reconnect. Of course, we do have a pause button, so we can we don't have to actually rehost if he doesn't come back in time for the op selection phase. But Surf is now going to rappel to the roof. And all right, he's taking a timeout.
I mean, hey, at this point, you know you're going to lose the round. Might as well give him as much time as you can to get back in here, despite the round pause that we have. I think at this point, just talk it out with your team. I mean, you're down 5 rounds. I mean, this is about as close to a trounce as it gets.
5 seconds remaining.
If they don't fix something, it just seems like this is going to be a 6-0 half.
Operators have run out of time.
Absolutely. So we'll have to pause around here for just a minute as we wait for Halo to return. Give them some time to talk things out. So yeah, I really think at this point that we need to see some big changes from Goodnight if they want to have any chance of coming back from this, because I mean, they're 1 round away from being forced into overtime. If they want to win this before going into overtime, it's going to take
Oh wait, he's back.
All right.
And he got Iana.
Huh.
Yo. All right, Pog. So he's back. Yeah, I mean, you really got to talk to your team with that one.
I love the pause timer function.
Oh yeah, me too.
Makes things so much easier.
Yeah. Hopefully that was ample enough time to
I think if nothing else, I mean that's enough time to be like, all right,
Attackers
what are we doing
located
wrong?
the
How do we fix this? What you're doing wrong is you're peaking Tones.
at this point, yeah.
That's all I gotta say is what you're doing wrong is you're peaking Tones.
Wow, look at how nice is in chat. Maybe that's why his name is Nice.
Good guy, Nice.
Maybe that's why his name is. Well, his name is not Nice in game, but he is. His name is Nice.
His name
So
is.
maybe that's why his name is Nice. One of my favorite words.
So much that your name on Uplay is all right, Nice.
Yep, my 2 favorite words.
It's pretty much in every other sentence that you say whenever we're not on cast.
Yeah.
You like to You like to
I'm one of those
vary it up on
texters.
cast.
I'm one of those texters that gives one-word responses.
Yeah, you are.
I'm sorry. I just kind of cycle through.
It's a little bit frustrating. You cycle through about 4 given responses. There's even a command in Caliber Jacob's stream that's just !crow, and it gives one of his 4 predetermined responses that he has to everything.
It's not my. I'm just not good at texting.
You really aren't. Even when you're
My
talking,
bad.
though, you do the same thing.
So only sometimes.
You do it a lot, Crow.
All right.
No, normally I'd give you a little bit of credit, but nah, you do it all the time.
All right. And no drone again. Late. Well, there was a drone, but it was late. So I guess you can kind of consider that a bit of a missed drone. Freak, unfortunately, gets a little bit too ahead of himself. Newers gets the first frag, but he's refragged by Surf, but Loading coming up red will take out the assailant. That's a 4 versus 3. It's Mohess, Ado, and Halo. Oh, that Ado and Halo. To try and clutch up the round. I don't know, man. It's a minute 50 left. You've already lost 2 bodies. You've lost your top fragger. Well, you're actually your 2 top fraggers. You gotta try and attack Dining Room Kitchen.
Yeah,
Iana's gonna come in and wait. The Iana. Oh no, he faked out the Gemini.
He faked the drone.
Okay.
That's
I was
actually
like, wait a minute. The Gemini gets affected by the Malusi, and I was like, oh wait.
That's the first time. That's the first time I've seen that. It's been a long time since I've seen
And
a
he's
drone
dead.
fake. But yeah, there's just a C4 just to end him. Silent gonna go ahead and put an end to him. Mohess, Nado, the only 2 left up on the board here.
Wow.
But Nice is just going to look through the wall and put an end to both of them. Z
Nice.
pings on everything. I'm sorry.
You know what kind of play that was?
What kind of play was that, Crow?
It's pretty nice.
It was a pretty nice play.
Oh, all right. So 6-0 half, looking like you know, maybe it's a defender side of map. Maybe we'll see Goodnight start to rack it up on their defense, but
Crow,
you know,
you and I both know where this is going.
All right, yeah, 7-0's in the books right now.
Crow, you and I both know where this is going.
At this point, like a 7-0, 7-0s are rare, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens.
We
I
saw
also
it once before in this tournament, so I wouldn't be surprised that it happens once again.
Okay, the thing is, the 7-0 that already happened was Project Neo against a team that I had never heard of.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
But both these teams, like, I know the majority of these players. I've never casted Tones. I've heard of Tones. I've of course heard of Newers. I've casted Loading. I've heard of Nice. I've casted Freak, Surf, and Mohess. I know Ado. Or I've heard of Ado. I've never heard of Halo, though. I don't know Halo. I don't know Halo or Silent Ends. Those are the only 2 people in this lobby that I haven't heard of. But otherwise, I mean, I did not expect this match to go this in favor of one team. I thought it was going to be fairly even because really, I mean, they're just all ranked stars. Like all 10 players in this lobby with the exception of Loading. Unless Loading is also a ranked star in addition to being a comp player. I don't know.
Loading is a ranked star in addition to being a comp player.
I see. So yeah, so I mean, all 10 players in this lobby are ranked stars.
Loading is one of the OG comp, one of the OG ranked overlords. I'll say it that much.
Yeah. So the fact that this is so one-sided is pretty astounding, at least in my mind. We'll see if maybe Goodnight can take a 1 defense. They have a Mira on Mohess. They have Mozzie for drone denial. They have the push denial in the smoke and the Malusi. And of course, you got Jaeger to round things out on Ado. Very similar Mira setup, except you've got one on both walls instead of both on one wall. Surf is currently the one protecting main stairs as the smoke. He can listen for the barbed wire. Unfortunately for Mohess, his mirror window is going to be popped, exposing him to that study balcony. He has one to fall back on, but thanks to that vertical presence, one of those mirror windows has already been denied, and the other might be sure to follow soon after. Freak, though, taking the engagement against the Amaru, but the G8 will frag him out. There is a trade from the Malusi. The Malusi is heavily punished for it. He's even man count, but HP and the advantage of tax collectors.
Attackers drop the diffuser.
Yeah, definitely. And as we said, the Newer is going to fall very quickly to the shotgun on top of the stairs from Surf. That kind of scared me, and I'm sure Newers just kind of jumped in his seat a little bit there. But I think at this point, I think the Amaru picks signal it best that tax collectors are just kind of shmoney dancing on the grave of Goodnight right here.
I mean, they still got the Blackbeard. Never mind. All right, Mohes is gonna kill Blackbeard.
They're attempting to shmoney dance on the grave right now. Right now, they're stumbling over their feet and about to fall flat on their face.
This angle from the mirror so far has worked absolute wonders. It's gotten, I believe, it's gotten 1 kill off of it, and a lot of damage on Nice on the Maverick. It's just Nice and loading. It's 2 hard breachers in a 2 versus 4. Make it a 2 versus 3 as Nice takes out Halo. Loading now with diffuser control as well, and Nice moving up books. We stunned out by the Melusi, be able to melee it as it was just right next to him. That was an easy melee. Loading, gonna try and open up the bar wall. He sees the mirror window. He's gonna try and, it looks like, just challenge it from the other side. The mirror is playing very close on the angle. Loading will hit the shot though, and we're back to an even man count. Though Nice is very lit up. He's about 1 bullet's worth of HP from most of these weapons. He'll try and have to be the one to play for the trade, or play for his own trade. Ado gonna get this frag through the wall though. It's just loading. He'll get 1 kill. Shotgun is out for Surf though, and he can't land it!
What?
Oh no, they trade again! That is the 2nd time we have seen all 10 players in the lobby die, and again, no diffuser down.
Oh my god.
Even trade for the last 2 players,
Oh my
and that
God.
means the round goes to the defense. Finally,
Wow.
Goodnight with their very first win.
1 round. At least it's not a 7-0. Good lord.
I guess so.
At least it's not a 7-0.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
So, first of all, I did not expect Surf to die there, period.
Yeah.
Second of all, as soon as he died, I thought that was the 7-0. But he clicked. He clicked just in time.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
If only Nice didn't get downed by the player on the mirror window, that would have been a 7-0 right there.
If only.
But Goodnight keep themselves alive for now. Is it enough though? I don't know.
Who
Tax
knows?
collectors still only need 1 more round, you know?
bomb
To
located
quote
by
the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, you need to be lucky
the location.
every time. We only need to be lucky once.
Yeah.
That's certainly the philosophy tax collectors are employing right now. I mean, if they just keep doing what they're doing, they're probably going to find success eventually.
Pretty
No matter
much,
how many
yeah.
rounds Goodnight take in a row. You know, Goodnight could probably take the next 4 in a row, but tax collectors still have a pretty damn decent chance of winning.
Mm-hmm.
Attackers objective.
It's just, I don't think 1 round is enough to completely sway the momentum.
I don't think it is either. When I start seeing 1 or 2 more, that's when I'll that's when I'll call it at least. And a little bit of an update for those of you not keeping up with the second stream. Insert name is up over Aerial Arise 5-2 at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, the former, well, actually the current CCS champions. I can't say former. The current CCS champions already knocked out of winners by, I believe, if I can go back and check this, knocked out by PogChamp, who are up in the winners finals currently, about to be knocked out by insert name, the Abanai Death Stack.
Unfortunate.
Absolutely.
Aerial Arise don't do very well against range. But Freak is first off the board already. Very early death for the defense, not great. A little bit of those X-Kairos, though, will be denied by the impact trick of Ado, so it's not all bad. He's able to at least lock the attackers out of the site for just a little while, but loading, of course, still has more. Halo also goes down to Nice. Another push in here from the Zofia. He'll not catch the head of the Echo, unfortunately, and it's a second one for Mohes before he's traded out by loading. The kill goes through for the smoke, though, as he tries jumping through the window. Surf refragged by the BB, and now it's Ado versus Silent and Nice. It's just the Wamai sitting between victory and defeat for Goodnight. He's got to land one shot onto Silent and take down a full HP Maverick. You got the head shield on the BB, but a low HP BB is normally a pretty useless BB. Right now, Nice holding the angle. He'll take a lot of damage from Ado, but now they know exactly where this Wamai is. Where is Silent? He's going to try going for the plant, as a matter of fact. The flank coming through for the Wamai. He needs to see the Maverick. He can see the gun barrel. He'll try spamming through, and he gets the headshot. Post-plant for Silent, though. He knows Ado has to come through the doorway, but Ado catches him on the retreat. Insane play from the Wamai, and the clutch will keep Goodnight alive.
Silent turning his back to that was the biggest mistake he has made so far. I gotta be 100% honest. That is the biggest mistake I have seen someone make so far. I mean, turning your back to the plant like that after you've just seen Maverick get bodied like that. You need to be covering your exit because you don't want something like that to happen, especially with how low HP you are.
Well, Goodnight with a little bit of a resurgence. 2 rounds in a row on their defense. Then I'll move to Dining Room Kitchen. I will say, though, the rounds that Goodnight have won have been significantly closer than Tax Collectors. Yeah. Tax Collectors were pretty dominant throughout their entire half, while Goodnight have just been squeaking by. So I'm not sure if I'm quite convinced that this is a quote-unquote true defender-sided map between these two teams, and that Goodnight are going to be able to bring us all the way to OT or whatever. But so far, I mean, they look, they got 2 rounds. They look better than they did in their attack.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, things are looking a bit better, but I mean, coming down to a trade to end the round. A 1v2 clutch. I'm yet to call it a good start back for Goodnight just yet.
5 seconds to go. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
And it turns out to Halo is tracking. You remember Kraken?
Yes, I do.
Kraken actually played in Pro League for a couple games before his team got relegated.
Yep.
I think it was actually Rise Nation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Splash for letting me know that Halo's Kraken and Vader is Ado, and also how to pronounce Ado. Because I thought Ado's name was just pronounced like the word ado, because that's an actual word, like much ado about nothing, like ado. But it's actually Ado. It's pronounced the vowel is actually pronounced the exact opposite. That is an unfortunate whiff there from Mohest, as Newers will take him out. So early advantage for Tax Collectors, though. Again, it doesn't really come for free. Tones as well will go down to Freak on the roam, so you've lost your big fragger, and Newers is also low on HP. Still got Nice on the board, who's certainly been doing very well for himself, but for now, Goodnight will start things off pretty well.
Yeah, already picking out Tones, the absolutely terrifying player, is a good way to start it out, but Mohes being down the Malusi, you just lost a gun, so I feel like that's a fair trade, but even so, some good hard breach being done. It's Silent. Gonna go ahead and take down Ado, and that is your Jaeger being taken out as well. I think the next thing that really needs to go here for a solid for a solid track for Tax Collectors to take this is gonna be the Pulse going down, but Newers is actually gonna be the next one to fall there on the Ash, and as the Vigil tries to peek down red stairs, immediately taken down by Silent as he tries to take down Loading. Sprays coming out from Halo, or Tracking, mistake. Going to almost catch someone, but there's Silent, able to take him down, and Loading, spraying with the Bearing 9, actually works out for him this time.
Yeah, no trade coming in, of course. Even if it was still 3 people alive for the attack. So, great job. Finally, Tax Collectors will be able to take the map 6-0, flawless.